So you call Painter a great coach.
Yeah.
Give me who's the better coach, Painter or your mom?
Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough. My mom is, man, she's obviously giving me a lot of tips on the game. Starting at a young age, just help. I feel like she's helped me mold my game. Just from her being, in the NBA status. When she was there, I mean, it was nice to her. She would be watching film and, I was right there next to her watching it. And, she would tell me, a lot of different details in the league. And, I feel like, Coach Painter, has a lot to offer for me is building my game up and, molding me as a player. He's helped me in so many different ways. And he just gave me a lot of tips on how to stay patient. Because I remember last year I was up and down, and he just kept giving me little remarks like, "Hey, be patient, like your time's coming," and continue to stay in the gym, and just little details on the court, that really help build my game up, and obviously. At the end of the year last year, I feel like I, just improved, just playing on the court and, just being an all around, great teammate. And, he just helped me in all aspects. So I feel like, both of them have helped mold my game.
So you didn't answer. You're not answering the question, are you?
He gave the good answer, man. He didn't. He went with both.
Yes. Smart man, Jaden. You don't need to get in trouble with your playing time or your whatever check's coming your way from your mom.
Man, his playing time's not going anywhere. Let's be real. That's not in jeopardy, regardless of what Jaden says here. Jaden, I think with Purdue fans, it's been a tortured road for the number one ranking. And with Duke losing last night, if you guys beat Iowa, you're going to be the number one team in the country. I know when I was at Purdue, we were the number 3 team in the country. Kansas and Kentucky both lost. So if we were to win at Minnesota and then beat Michigan State, we would have been number 1. I ended up blowing my knee out against Minnesota. We lost to Michigan State. And, that was probably our last good chance that we had to be ranked number 1. Have you guys talked about what it means to be number 1 or what that would do for this group?
So have we ever been number 1, Purdue?
No, which is crazy. It is really crazy because there's been some really good teams at Purdue.
I think, obviously, I watched the game last night, and I just I texted my teammates, and I was just like, "Hey, we got to lock in even more." We see Duke's number 1, and obviously lost to a good team in Ohio State, but it's just. We put in a lot of work, and at any given night, everyone's going to give Purdue's their best shot each game, and we just got to lock in even more, and we know what's at stake, and obviously hopefully we'll be number 1, and but we got to maintain that throughout the whole season and in March, and it's going to be hard, but I think we got a great group of guys, and our coaches are, at their great state, and I think we'll be fine. We just gotta lock in even more and keep playing together.
So I was at Mohegan Sun last week, seeing you guys play a couple games. We was there in the preseason, and I told you this. I said the thing that impressed me the most about you was your unselfishness, your willingness to make guys better. When there were a lot of NBA guys in the stands, you probably knew that. And a lot of guys would have tried to do their own thing. And I thought you made some great decisions, especially in the open court. Unbelievable passes that I didn't know you had in you, to be honest, until then. And you're shooting the ball better. You went from shooting like 26 last year to now you're in almost the mid 40s from 3. What was it that you did this past summer that has allowed you to take this step?
The biggest thing was I took more shots. I took even more shots than I did, the previous summer. I think it's just, sticking with the routine, my daily routines, shooting early mornings and, come back late nights. And it was just, it really was just, sticking to the plan, trusting my shot, obviously having confidence in my shot. I've always had that. And it was just sticking with it, to be honest. And I feel like in games, it was just taking the right shot. I feel like last year some shots weren't good. There's some shots were bad shots. And I realized that I know which, shot is a good shot from a bad shot. And, it's just day by game or game by game, it's just improving my shot and just taking the right shot.
I know everybody's talked about your offense, Jaden, rightfully so, because you've been fantastic. But I know the coaching staff has really challenged you to be one of those elite two-way players in college basketball. How would you assess how you've been defensively?
I feel like I've been I think I've improved since last year. Coming in as a freshman, it's hard. It's hard as a freshman because you're just learning, the system, and you're getting and especially with COVID last year, it was just crazy, and you're just trying to learn everything, grasp everything that the coaches say, and it's hard. I can't say it was easy last year. I went through trials and tribulations that whole year last year. I can't say that it was easy, but as the games progressed, I just started to get a feel, for the game and for how college ball is played, and I just listened to what the coaches say. I came in and watched film, and that's what I'm continuing to do now. And I just got a great feel for the game, and defensively, I just feel like I'm in the right spots now to where I wasn't, freshman year. I kind of know, the defensive principles, where to be on the floor, just being a help defense, and a lot of the defensive principles that, the coaches teach, where I did last year, I didn't really, understand it. And I feel like, this year, being my second year, I feel like I've grown in that aspect.
I feel like you can't play.
Before you go there, Jeff, what did it do when Travion Williams, who was borderline All-American last year, he's first team All Big Ten, and what does it do for this group when he says, "Yo, I'll come off the bench"? That's if it helps the team, I'm for it. How big was that for this group?
Man, Travion is a big time player. Whether or not he starts, whether he comes off the bench, he's a big time player. So. He's gonna, help us win in any way he can, just being on the floor. He's an ultimate team player. I mean, obviously, he was starting last year, and this year, obviously, coach changed the lineup, and he could have been, really mad, and I haven't seen him mad, since coaches changed the lineup. But I mean, he's just an ultimate team player, and it just shows, how mature he is, and, we need him to be, our leader, and he is our leader. And, it just shows how, mature he is on the court.
Yeah, watching him on the bench last week was honestly, that might have been the most fun I've had watching a game, just to see a guy that, again, could be pissed off, could be sulking, hanging his head. Instead, he's the first one up for not just you, Jaden, but like for Zach. Like, Zach does something well, and he is the first one up cheering for him, and it's real. It's not BS. It's not him just playing in a game. You can tell he's legitimately happy just to win right now. So that blows me away, and I think it sets the tone for you guys. And it's almost like everybody in that locker room looking around saying, like, all right, I could be mad. Maybe I'm not getting the minutes I should get, but how can I really be mad when Travion was a first team all-league guy a year ago, and now he's coming up on the bench?
I just think, Travion is, a big time player. Just coming where I'm gonna say, coming from where he's from, Chicago, hard times, and he just doesn't. He looks past that, and he just plays it. And I think, it just comes to, his hard work that he puts in and day out. Him and Zach, really. I think they both, work hard. And, he's just a big time player.